Hello guys! This is going to be an AR1-7 LifeWithLaughs guidance instruction tutorial where I hold your hand and make it okay because rerolling can be hard. Alright, let me give you guys super quick context on this video. I've been streaming rerolls since Genshin came out. I have done over 500 accounts, not rolls. Over 500 accounts. That's like 45 rolls per account, 55 back when we had the launch bonus Primo Gems. So over the course of my rerolling career, I have learned a thing or two and my methods have evolved. And honestly, Genshin has also evolved. Now they require emails. And I feel like it's finally time for me to make this video that you guys keep asking me for. If you like watching rolls, if you want to see some super rare pulls, if you're just interested in statistics, because I include all the numbers, the 5-star pulls and the number of accounts and stuff, or you just want to get your gambling fix and you don't want to spend the money on your own account, definitely stop by the stream. Some key points that this run will include are number one, first and foremost, fast accounts, because this was just added a couple days ago, this patch where emails are required, and I actually found a way to make one email work for many accounts. And no, it is not attaching and detaching. I timed that. That takes way too long. I found a different method. I had to do some tests for it and I will explain it when we get to that step. This also includes the Amber Temple skip, the Lisa Temple skip, cutscene skip, obviously what route to take, how many chests you need, where those chests are. And at the end, I will also be wishing on the banners to show you guys how to properly spend your gems and your faith to optimize it for getting good characters. So the first order of business is making an account. And it used to be that when you would click register now, there was an option for username and there's an option for email. And now they've taken away the username option, so you have to use an email. I went through dozens of email softwares to try to see who I can make an email with the fastest or requires the least information at first, but then I stumbled upon aliases. It's an email with an alternative name, but it goes into your primary inbox. So a lot of email providers let you add a plus sign and then you can add whatever you want, a number or a word, except Genshin doesn't like the plus signs. They don't want you to use those aliases like that. So that method doesn't work. The fastest way is if you make a Gmail. The special thing about Gmail is that you can make aliases by putting periods or full stops in between letters and it will still go to the original thing. They don't even read periods in the email, so it's as if they're not even there. So I discovered that MiHoYo does not prevent periods, so I made this email. LifeWithLaughs Genshin rolls mail. And I made it this long because this is the maximum, it's 30 characters, and that just means I get a lot of use out of it. So I will make an account with this one, and then I will put a full stop right after the L, and that'll be a separate account. And I will get rid of that full stop and put one after the I, and that'll be a separate account, and so on. You have to keep track of like which ones you've done. Honestly, if you're rerolling a lot like me, I recommend a Google Sheet or Excel spreadsheet with what the account usernames are at least, and what the characters you got on each one were if you're rolling a lot and you want to keep track of alternate accounts. I'm pretty happy with this workaround, and I hope it helps you guys. Okay guys, let's get into the speed run. Also, one real quick thing before we start. In order to get to level 7 efficiently, we want to collect experience as efficiently as possible. So I actually included a little tracker thing at the top so that if you are missing a little bit of experience, you might be able to figure out what it is based off of the numbers. So I will be editing this video again and updating those numbers as we go through them. You're just gonna log in with your account, and I've actually already edited my speedrun too so that I could kind of make it a little seamless, cut out some loading time and stuff, which is just unnecessary for you guys to see. So yeah, I sped this cutscene up. The first cutscene is super long. It's rough to get through, but there is one kind of skip that you can do. If you hit ALTF4 or like close out of the app, basically closing the game, at a certain point you can skip some of it. So I will be showing you exactly where. So when it asks you to select a twin, you just fill the name in. I just put one letter in. As you can see, I hit confirm and then I closed the game. Then I loaded it back up and now he's telling the story on the beach. So it did cut the end of the fight where the sister or brother is like, oh no, I'm trapped. And then the other one's like, no, not my sibling. Cuts that part out, but you can't skip this part and you end up on this beach. So the first thing you want to do is get your first teleporter, and this one actually the tutorial kind of tells you to get. For the 3 quests that I have up there, I didn't include like the amber flying thing because that's just part of the game. The 3 in there is actually the cooking mission, which you have to go out of your way to do, and the 2 domains that I want you guys to do. So anyway, you can see that I'm just like following the story, going straight. I'm actually using a lot of jumping because I found out that, you know, dashing is the best, and then when you don't have stamina, you can actually jump. So I was actually trying to learn that because that's a new strategy that I haven't really used much personally. You want to go towards this one specific bush because the cutscene will activate faster. It's right here, so you don't have to actually go all the way up to this hilltop. And once the cutscene activates, you can Alt F4. So this will be the second time that you close out the game and relaunch it. And when you do this time, something strange is going to happen. You're going to be somewhere else and you're going to hit Control F to teleport back to the quest point, and that will just teleport you back to Paimon really fast. And then you'll talk to her, but it'll only be the end of her dialogue. So you skip the zoom out panoramic with the thing and her really long-winded conversation. So, and then it starts over here. So this is what I like to call Paimon Mountain. Dash to the right to get to Paimon, and you cannot go too far ahead of her. Otherwise, you'll have to do that Control F thing again. If you go too far, then it starts you back on the mountain. So that is something to avoid. I always kind of keep an eye on where she is. And this will be our first chest. It is on top of this little hill. If you climb it up this way, it uses up less stamina. I didn't pull it off very well in this run. I open the chest and I make sure that Paimon is ahead. That's another reason why we climb it at that part, so that she is not behind and you don't have to go back so that she starts walking again. I did not collect the loot because the loot's really not worth it. It's kind of low level, just it's better to just focus on the speedrun in my opinion, but there are some better chests. If you really want to collect the loot, you can, but I just don't. So this, you'll just let this scene happen. The map will open and you can like spam escape. I'm like already waiting for the map to open at that point, so then I hit escape. Talk to her and you're gonna start using your skills. For this, my best advice, so you just, you know, use E and then you have to wait to use the charged E. But there is something you can do to save some time here. For the Q, you can actually run away and just do the Q towards that direction, even if the slimes haven't spawned, and it will kill them. So then you can already start traveling. You're going to fall like off this cliff thing, right? And that will be your second chest. This chest right here. So you have to turn around to see it. Open it. I turned around deliberately just to show you guys, and you just keep going straight. You're gonna go through this Hillychurl camp thing. Try not to bump into things or start climbing things on accident. It can totally happen. Just ignore them and just keep running through. Now you're gonna go get your third chest. You're kind of gonna stick to the left after you get through the Hillychurl place because that will be where the chest is. And what I do when I see the chest is I'm ready to like spam F to collect it so I can just keep walking so the cutscene starts. So I spam F, and I just keep, and the cutscene just already started. I actually cut out this cutscene because it's not really important for the speedrun, but you just have to sit through this one. I don't think you can cancel this one. By this point, you should have a teleporter. I think you should have 3 chests. There's the venti cutscene. Then you'll talk to Paimon after it, and you will go collect that red thing, that dragon tear. I've also heard that if you go and collect it before Paimon reaches there, something bad happens. Like, it wastes time because you have to like talk to her again. So that's another place to be careful with Paimon. Okay, now we're gonna get our 4th chest, and we're gonna be doing our 3rd Alt F4. So right when this part happens, I close out the game so that I can skip the cutscene where Amber like appears and Paimon's like, whoa. So then when you relaunch the game, you'll just be right here and you just run to Amber and talk to her, and she starts talking about the knights. So if your load times aren't fast, you don't have to do these, but mine are fast enough where these make a difference. There are more that you can do, but they don't make a difference for me. Either you have to be like so mechanically talented speedrun wise, or you have to have a super fast computer. And I'm not a professional speedrunner, and my computer is pretty fast, so I don't know, maybe I'm the limiting factor, but these are the ones that are worth it because they're more like cutscenes. You'll get Amber, you'll shoot that slime. So that Amber shooting chest will be chest number 5. And then number 6 will come right after that. When you get off that hill, you go towards this wagon. It has a chest, and you grab it, and you go. Now we will be actually getting our 2nd teleporter. Just go towards the direction that the game's telling you to go. I actually like jumping on this. I wasn't supposed to climb it. If I had jumped onto it, then I didn't have to do any climbing. Climbing is slower. You activate the chest, you just take down this guy. I recommend using the main character because he's a little bit more effective against these guys. You have to knock that guy down. And then I actually go behind this direction and then do the charged attack because sometimes it can kill them all if they're grouped up enough. And I don't know if you noticed, but right after I did that charge attack, I ran straight for that chest so I could actually get the XP before the cutscene starts. Then you'll talk to Amber, and by this point, that chest that we just got, that I snuck in right before this scene, was the 7th one, I believe. I switched to Amber really fast, and based off of your loading times, you can do this, otherwise you can just walk down the hill, open the map, and I teleport to that teleporter that we got. It's not a far walk, so if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. So the reason we're Amber is because there is a chest over here with thorns on it, and it takes time to burn off when you use pyro on it. So you can actually shoot it from here, just aim a little bit above. That arrow will hit it and burn off the thorns. By the time you go over there to collect it, it'll be ready. Run to the left and collect ingredients to do the cooking mission. There's the ingredients by this barrel. You grab them really quick. You talk to this this campfire. When you're cooking, you don't have to cook it to perfection. You can just cook it badly. She'll take it. She'll give us the XP. Then you can talk to her twice. Once is to accept the mission, and then the second time is to say, oh, I cooked it. The mission has ended. That was our first quest that I have listed there. The other two are gonna be domains. I'm gonna go get that chest that I already took the prickles off with the pyro skill so that it's just faster, and then you run as fast as you can to Mondstadt. And I actually edited out the part where it just shows the city. You can't skip that though. Just took it out because it doesn't have to do with any speedrunning techniques. It's just a cutscene that you have to sit through. So now you're gonna talk to Amber, and then you're gonna go get your next teleporter actually. Another piece of advice that I don't know if I've given yet in this video is that a lot of times when I'm doing the AR1 through 5, I actually have it open on multiple devices and I have the cutscenes kind of offset because the cutscenes are really annoying to me. I like doing AR5 to 7 because it's more engaging. I really don't like the cutscenes. You can have multiple devices running if you have access to that. Okay, so we got that teleporter. That teleporter was the 3rd one, and we just go towards where the mission is telling us to go. I don't have this mission listed because it's kind of a requirement. It's not super important. Like, people miss the cooking mission and then they don't know why they don't have that XP, so that's why I put it as one of the main ones. I also wanted to list the domains as quests because a lot of people do the Kaya one, and this is the most efficient route you can take to do it quickly. Okay, so you're gonna talk to her, and there actually is something you're gonna do to speed this up now that you have her mission. You're actually gonna jump, open your glider, and then super quickly open your map and go to that teleporter that we just got in the city. That just saves time because gliding is kind of slow. So then you'll just be over there and you're just gonna run straight to her right there. She doesn't know if you glided or not. And then the dragon cutscene starts. Okay, I did not speed this one up or cut it out because there's actually an Alt-F4 you can do here. And it is right towards the end. Once it shows a loading screen and you're in the sky, you can Alt-F4 and then relaunch your game so that you're immediately shooting him. Otherwise, there's like a part where it's like, whoa, how are you floating? And then Venti's voice is there and he's like, I've given you anemo powers, and you just can't shoot the dragon. You're just floating in the air for a while. So this one actually helps with that. All right, so this is the loading part that I was talking about. And after this loads, I just Alt F4 and open the game back up. So you can see immediately that you just shoot him, and I sped this up because there's no tricks to this, you just have to aim. But there is one thing. Once his HP, like at the red part, reaches the H over here, that is when you can do another Alt F4 to skip the dragon ending, like, not dying, but like he's injured animation thing. So I actually did that to skip, and then it just skips to like after the battle where you just come back. Okay, so then you have to meet Kaya. He comes out and he talks to you. And I don't know if you can make this part faster actually, maybe you can. I just don't know how. But basically by this point you should have, I think, 8 chests, 3 teleporters. We're about to get our 4th teleporter. All right, cool. Thanks, Kaya. All right, so at this point, I actually recently changed my strategy because I timed it, and it's faster to actually jump onto this part of the building. A lot of people, and me in the past, I used to jump to the other side where the teleporter is, and this is actually faster if you do it right. I started going to the other side and I'm like, wait, I gotta show the faster one. So I didn't do it very well, so that's why I landed so low. But if you jump and glide correctly, you can land a little bit higher and get up this thing faster. When you get up, you just dash or run or jump, get over here, and then get up there, and you don't have to be close to teleporters to activate them. You just have to be in proximity. So just spam F and don't even think about it. You're gonna just try to run on to the next area, which is on this roof. And this is gonna be a good chest that you're getting. So if you wanna grab the loot from that one, I understand. I didn't, I just grabbed it, and then there's another chest on this roof that I also opened. And then at this point, you actually wanna jump through this little hole over here so that it's smoother and you don't start climbing or whatever. I climbed on it, I didn't jump because I messed that up. And then once you get in the air, you can do your attack down, so you get down fast. And here is another Alt F4, and personally I think this one's like definitely worth it. So make sure that you hit enter the thing, don't start talking to Paimon. But if you do, no big deal. I've done it many times. You enter the headquarters, okay? So you let it load completely so that you're in the headquarters, and then you close the game. That way you can actually skip the cutscene where Lisa and Jean talk for a little while before you guys come in with Kaya. When you open the game back up, you're actually just in the headquarters. It's really weird. And then you just walk in and talk to Jean. And then when you talk to Jean, it starts the Kaya part. So the Lisa Jean part, I think, is like a little bit slow. When this is over, what you're gonna wanna be doing is opening the map, because you will be doing the first domain. It's gonna be the Amber one. So as soon as that conversation's done, you open the map and you go to that teleporter close to the cooking mission, and you run directly towards Amber's domain. And I do not run directly towards it, as you'll see in a second. I got distracted by something, but yeah, you can just run directly. I don't know what I was doing. I guess maybe I thought I was doing the cooking mission. You go straight. I used to upgrade my Amber to get through it fast, then I realized I didn't need to, and I could just use the main character, Traveler, and now there's a skip, so you can just do that instead, and you don't have to worry about any upgrades. But I will say this, the skip was actually harder than the Lisa skip. Technically, in my opinion, it definitely takes some practice. So if you have trouble, you could still just naturally do her domain. It's not that long. It won't add that much time. There are guides out there to show how to do it fast. But basically, this is the best skipping situation. So when you enter, there'll be two things. You'll have to look up there and you'll have to listen to pyro stuff. But you don't actually have to shoot this. You can just jump over it. Then there's a secret chest, not secret chest, but you can get the chest through the wall right there. You don't have to like destroy the prickles with her pyro. I switched to Amber here because she's better at gliding over this like stuff. I tried doing it with the Traveler and it doesn't work, so I use her here. I don't know, maybe it's her feet or something, but I just glide over. If you accidentally hit them, it's fine. You'll take like little damage and you'll still land over it usually. Then the Dendro info will come up. We used to skip that when we would fly around, but we don't do that anymore. Okay, so you just go straight, you jump over, and you land on this thing. So once you're on this piece, you're gonna want to get all the way to the top and then start gliding towards the right, towards those blocks right there. And you will automatically fall and you will respawn at the end right here. Sometimes it's hard to make that jump, but I found that if you do one slash with your sword, for some reason a jump after that slash is just better, and you're able to like do it one more time. Oh, this actually is a really funny example that I'm about to give you. If you have like the 61 HP left and you're about to die because you tried this so many times and you keep losing HP, to get the last respawn, you have to res once. If you die and you don't have HP, you will not res at the end. So make sure that if you get to that point, just leave the domain and come back in. So don't make that the one time that you make it, because then it'll say you died. There, you're gonna jump and turn right and go towards those blocks. You'll automatically fall. And at this point, you can switch to Amber and you can already start aiming with her so that it's a charge shot and it just destroys that thing. The faster you destroy it, the sooner this cutscene will start so that you can get to the end. And I just open the chest and leave, like super fast. You can collect those things if you want. This should be your 12th chest, I believe. Now you'll actually like stay as Amber really quick. Okay, so AR6 at that point. And you'll shoot another prickly chest. Shoot it as you approach it so that it's already ready for you to collect when you walk by. Then just keep going straight, and you're gonna go to this like little hill on the right. And you're gonna switch to Amber actually. Again, the reason I switched back is because the male traveler, I guess, runs a little bit faster, but it's not a huge difference. You don't have to keep switching if you can't remember. If you enter aiming mode, then you can actually fire these shots pretty fast. That will summon this chest, and you're gonna open it, and then you're gonna collect our first anemoculous. So those will give you XP when you turn them in. We're gonna do 2 turn-ins. One is gonna be after collecting 2 of them, so that was one. This will be the second one. Just on this hill right here. You actually don't even have to jump to get it. I was just jumping. So you're gonna talk to this, and actually here's another ALTF4 that's coming up. So we're going to turn in the first 2, just escape out of the map, and then click offer all. And this is actually where I closed out the game. When it does the animation that the shrine is doing the thing, and then it shows the animation of the wind tunnel. You don't need to actually see all that if your game is fast enough, otherwise you can just watch it. So I closed it and then reopened, and so we've turned in 2 anemoculous. We're about to collect more. So we're climbing this tree, right? You gotta wait for your stamina to go up, but basically you wanna go on this one specific branch. There's an anemoculous on there. So we're going, and you probably wanna be the traveler at this point, because you're gonna be using a wind skill soon. So you go off this branch and you go towards this circle area. Do you see that anemoculous up there? So I just dashed down and then ran so I could get there fast. If you use your E skill with an anemo person, with one of these little sprites, you don't actually have to collect all 3. So I just ran for 1. Then it will create the wind current. So the wind guys have that advantage. So I just dashed down and then started running because gliding is slow. Ignore these Hillychurls, they won't bother you, just keep running. Just want to be going in this direction. It's the fastest way to get to Lisa's temple, and it wouldn't be possible if you didn't turn in those other 2 anemoculous. Also, because this wind current that takes you there wouldn't be available. Also, there's an anemoculous here that you're gonna be getting. And here is some advice. Basically, you want to stand to the left of this one specific stone to collect it. I see some people turn their camera up to look at it, but that's just disorienting to me. Okay, see, I got hit because I was like trying to wait there for a long time before opening my glider just to like show you guys. Open the glider, and if you're standing there, you should be under the anemoculous. But some people do this, like what I'm doing right now. I don't do this. I did it just for the tutorial. I usually just stand on that stone and I'm fine. And I actually got disoriented by turning my thing up, so find the Lisa temple and you glide towards it. I just basically glide and then dash when I know I can, and you can actually run past her after you click F, and you can get further than when I got. So it does save a little bit of time, and it's not too hard to do. So, all right, so there's a lot of skips in this. And I think this is like the fun skip. I think the Amber skip's a little bit harder. It might just be that I'm not as practiced. Right, so this is actually, I think this is super fun. So you don't even talk to Lisa. Don't worry, you'll still get her as a character. But you don't get her in the domain. You just go to the side as the traveler. You take this railing, you just go across. Now, the reason I specifically went across here and I didn't go through here is because when you go across this way, it doesn't look up at the end of the temple. That's like another wasted time. And then you just quickly go and collect this chest at the bottom. I didn't collect it very fast. You shouldn't be climbing. You can destroy the boxes or like sneak through them. You take the wind current up and there's another chest in here. And this chest is, which one? This one is probably our 16th one, actually. We only have one more. So now at this part, I did it really fast. I wish I didn't. What you're gonna do is you're gonna run towards the wind current. You're gonna jump and activate your glider. And then as soon as you pass the corner, you're gonna rotate so that you are facing this railing. You don't wanna rotate too slowly. Like if you go left and right, it actually wastes time. And by the time you reach that railing, you won't be high enough. So you wanna kinda do it smoothly so that you are facing this point of the railing right here, and you'll just climb onto it. It's just like that. And at this point, you can just glide and grab onto that and activate it and just glide again. I didn't do this perfectly, but you get the gist, is that you can get into this air current, so you're safe. And when you take the air current up, you just glide towards this. What you're trying to do is get into range so that it activates. And once it does, you'll do a dash attack downwards, which is what I just did, and you'll res right there. And I got stuck, so walk forward a little. But yeah, you'll res right there. You will be able to get to the end. And you basically skip her whole one. And I think her skips are super fun. They're not like super technical to pull off. The gliding thing took me a little while, but it was understanding the smooth turn, basically. On this, you want to use like a charge, something that you can destroy with fast, collect the thing, get out of there, and you don't have to talk to Lisa then. But did you see how I turned into Lisa? They make sure to give you Lisa, even if you didn't talk to her. So we got Lisa on our team, so don't worry. And this is our last anemoculous. So that was our last chest. This is the last anemoculous. You grab it, you open the map, you go to the shrine to turn it in. So you should have 4 to turn in now. There were 6 total, but you already turned in 2. And this turn in will take you to level 7. Let's see if we did it right. This is always the moment of truth. I mean, unless you open your thing and look at the XP number, if you know that off the top of your head, which there was a point where I did when I was still working it out. So you made it to level 7. Now, how do you wish? What do you do? The first thing that you need to do is collect a few rewards. So I teleport back to Mondstadt and I go to the Adventure Guild, and I'll show you where that is if you don't know. Just go straight over here and you talk to that little lady in this little stand, and you want to say collect rewards. Specifically, there's some Primo Gems and a Fate at level 5. You actually don't have to collect the level 6 and 7 rewards, but I just did. And then you need to collect all of your mail. In order to collect the important mail for the wishes, you need to get to level 7. So that is why we get to level 7. It's because you get an efficient amount of wishes. Okay guys, so you've collected the adventure rewards, you've collected all your mail, and you should have a good amount of Primo Gems, as you can see over here, and you should have 12 of these blue Acquaint Fates, and you should have 10 of these Intertwined Fates. So this is the best way, in my opinion, to wish for rerolls, because this is like the best way to get 5-star characters without involving weapons, because the weapons, it would be a shame to get a 5-star weapon on an account without having any characters, like especially because they're level 7 accounts and you really want characters to start the game. The first thing you want to do is wish on this banner. This is the best banner to wish for, but they cap it at 20 and it is on sale, so it only costs 8. Basically, I did the full set. You can only do the multi wishes on this one, and you are guaranteed a Noelle on your first set of 10, but we also got Barbara. Alright guys, so I actually moved my camera to this side so it would be better for you guys to see. This was actually a pretty decent wish. The reason we're doing it this specific way is because this is a really efficient way, clicks-wise and also resource-wise, because every time you wish and you get these things, you get a separate resource that you can spend a certain way on certain things, and I will show it to you. So the first thing we did was 10 on the beginner's wish banner. So then you will go to the special event banner, and now it's Klee, and you'll do 10 on here. Okay, so our second set of 10 was on the Klee banner, and we got this 4-star Xingqiu. He actually has a high chance on that banner, so that makes sense. We are going to do a third wish of 10 wishes, and it will be on this Klee banner again, and this time we will spend Primo Gems on it. Okay, we got Fischl, and actually Fischl doesn't have a high chance anymore. She had it on the Venti banner, so that was cool to get her. And Noelle, who does have a high chance on here. Now, actually, you can even do a single wish. Might as well do it just so you're not clicking off the screen. We did 30 wishes and then we did 1 single. Now we're in a situation where we cannot make any more wishes, and you only have 4 of these blue things. This is very important. The reason why I didn't come back to this banner, even though I said this is the best one, was because I want to go to the shop and buy the other 4. Shop is, you just open up your menu, you click this third tab down here, Paimon's Bargains, and then you click the last thing over here, Stardust Exchange. Stardust is what you get when you summon things. And you can see I have a good amount right now, right? So what I need to do is buy exactly 4 so I can complete that wish. The rest I can spend on the intertwined ones. The reason I'm doing this is because I am prioritizing that event banner. This character is limited time and there are no weapons under the 5-star characters over here. So this is a good chance comparatively to get a 5-star. There is, however, one situation where you wouldn't continue to wish on here, and it is if you get a 5-star character on this banner and it's not the event guy. Let's say you get Mona, and you really don't want Klee, then don't wish on this banner, because if you pull another 5-star, it's guaranteed to be Klee. So if you pull a different 5-star on the 5-star banner and you pull another 5-star, it's always gonna be the event guide. It is possible that you'll just pull Klee first, but nothing wrong with that. She's limited edition. She's not gonna be on the standard banner later, which is like why I think the event banner is just really, really good. Only if you're in the situation where you already got the event guy, would you probably start thinking about this one. All right, so we're gonna do our second 10 wish on the Noelle banner, and the banner will actually go away once you make this wish. It stays until you get 20 on here. Once you do 20, it goes away forever. So we're gonna do that right now. We have exactly 8. We're gonna spend it. All right, and we got Bennett. That banner is officially gone, and now we can just spend our fates on this banner. I'm just gonna skip since it's a single. And I'm gonna go back to the shop, back to that same Stardust tab, and I will buy as many of these as I can. Now, you're only limited to a certain amount every month. That's why when you're doing rerolls, you wanna make sure you buy the blue ones to finish the second Noelle roll. Because if you don't, you can't just keep buying these. It'll cap at 5. This is the Stardust tab over here, but if you get duplicate characters, you get Star Glitter. And if you have 5 Star Glitter, you can actually buy one. So if we get a duplicate character, actually, we will be able to buy another wish over here. So we'll keep that in mind. But you don't have to really remember how much Stardust. I do, because I just know it by now. Is how much I need. Okay, so we did get a character. It was not a duplicate though. So it looks like the event banner usually has a higher chance for 3 of the 4-star characters. So it is worth looking at those once you have a main account if there's a character that you really want to up their constellation. Okay, and there's one final thing that I want to say, just because I stream rolls all the time, so I get this question a lot. And it is, are single wishes better than doing the multis? And the answer to that is no. And I can confidently say that because I've designed experiments. I've tested hundreds of accounts to see if 10s weren't as good and how the resetting worked. And on average, the resetting was exactly the same. So you can pull the singles, but it is just more time consuming for re-rolling, because you're gonna be pulling all of the fates and the primo gems that you have in the account, because it's a reroll account. You have to excavate everything in there, examine it, and then move on to the next one. So that is why it is not the best thing to do for rerolling. The reason single wishes have value though is a more strategic, resource conserving reason, not it improves your odds or resets the counter faster. What it really does is that when you have a certain amount of currency or a certain amount of fates that you're using, like say on your main account, you can pull until you get a 4-star, and you know that that is the restart for the pity timer, and I shouldn't just waste my other things. I know like what my banner is at, and I maybe will spend this on a different banner or something. When you're doing rerolls and you're making new accounts, you're not conserving the resources like that. On stream, I have gotten multiple 5 stars in a 10 wish more than once. So it is possible, because it is the same as doing singles. The reset will happen whether you do singles or not. All right, and with that, I think that concludes this tutorial video. I hope I explained everything. If you are confused, you can come by the Twitch stream and ask a question. And thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Oh, there was one more question that I actually didn't answer, which was, is it too late for me to reroll? And honestly, I think the answer to that is usually no, because there is nothing wrong with having a secondary account, especially you can mine in it if you want to like feed your main account. You can try out new characters that maybe you can't get onto your main account. So I think that it's never too late to reroll, but if you're really happy with your main account and you're attached to it, and speedrunning and rerolling and this kind of repetitive thing really isn't appealing to you, don't feel stressed that you have to do it just because some people do it. That's my philosophy on it. And yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys on stream.